competition is the East Rink of Patterson Ice Center, and we are moments away from kicking off the first of two games of this GL6 conference semifinals here in West Michigan. Hello and good evening, hockey fans, and welcome to the West Rink of Patterson Ice Center, the site of competition for the semifinals of this GL6 conference matchup. The site in front of you today, the East Rink, which will host the number 9 ranked Bulldogs of Adrian College, taking on the number 16th ranked Pride of Purdue Northwest in this GL6 semifinals match. Adrian, getting the number 1 seed in the GL6 conference, had that sweet first round bye. On the other side of the ice, the Pride of Purdue Northwest had to earn their spot to challenge these top-ranked Bulldogs, and they did so by taking on the Lakers of Grand Valley State University at their home turf earlier this week. Pride of Purdue Northwest have had Grand Valley's number for the entirety of the season, and it did not stop back on Tuesday as they were victorious in the quarterfinals over the Lakers by a score of 3-1, extending their season record to 15-14-0-2. And again, the number 4 spot in the conference, defending the home turf and earning their ticket to the semifinals to take on Adrian College. Meanwhile, the Bulldogs coming into this, showcasing why they are the number 1 team in the conference and the number 9 ranked team in the nation. Boasting an impressive 25-6-1-1 overall record, 10-2 in conference. Bulldogs ended last season's conference run with a perfect 10-0 run. But this season, with the introduction of the Flying Dutchman of Hope College, it tacked on 2 extra games to Adrian's conference schedule, and they dropped 1 game each to Calvin and Hope, who are both going at it on the other end of the building in their GL6 semifinals matchup as well. Bulldogs coming in with an impressive scoring clip, averaging about 5 goals a game and giving up just over 2 throughout this season, averaging 5.09 and giving up 1.91 goals a game. The Pride of Purdue Northwest, they average about 3.1 goals a game and give about 2.2. So it is a very unfavorable matchup for the Pride, but they knew this coming into it, that if they were going to have a spot at the GL6 finals, they were going to have to bring their best and top game, which they have done for the majority of this month of February, to get them in this position to challenge Adrian. Calling the action for this GL6 semifinals matchup here tonight, my name is Lucas Philby. Glad we could bring you the live action here from the East Rink of Patterson Ice Center, the site of Davenport University. And it will be the site for the GL6 semifinals tonight and the finals match, which will take place tomorrow. I'm Davenport broadcasting partner Nate Wangler on the other side of the ice, taking on the responsibilities of the Hope Calvin game, which informed me before the game, one of the oldest rivalries in not just the conference, but in college sports history, dating all the way back to the late 1800s, which was very surprising, as Hope and Calvin just about half hour away from each other. Adrian and Purdue Northwest just a little bit farther than that, and have only had to take each other on a total of 13 times at the ACHA Division I level. Adrian has had the mark 12 wins to Purdue Northwest 1. The Pride's last win over Adrian was back on February 17, 2024, so it was 2 years ago, almost to the day, where the Pride were victorious 5-3, and they're going to try and hope for that magic here as they're putting everything on the line and on the ice here tonight. Adrian and Purdue Northwest set to take the ice for the starting lineups and the national anthem, so we'll step aside for just a moment. When we come back, we'll get those lineups, we'll get the anthem, and we'll get this semifinals match underway as you are watching GL6 hockey action live from the East Rink of Patterson Ice Center. still waiting for you to send the stream over. Any updates?
The stream key doesn't work. Have you tried the other stream key that is the exact same? Yeah, it still doesn't work. Huh.
Well,
have you tried? Is your internet good? Why am I talking to you right now? I don't know, man. Have you tried giving me a stream key that works? Oh, you did? Oh, wow. The stream, you get the stream now?
pulling more than we ever would have flown.
78. I don't think 78 people would be
Both teams are taking to the ice for their last pre-game rituals as we are moments away from getting this GL6 semifinals match underway between the Bulldogs of Adrian College and the Pride of Purdue Northwest. Adrian College is the home team with the #1 seed in the GL6, so they will be sporting their home yellow. The Pride of Purdue Northwest, the road team, they are in black on the right side of your screen. And we'll be turning it down ice side for just a moment to hear from our public address announcer, Mike Lee, who is a very familiar voice with all of Davenport Athletics. And we have the pleasure of listening to his voice for this GL6 semifinals match.
We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Prohibiting racial or sexist comments or other intimidating actions directed at officials, players, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the premises. Also, the throwing of any objects on the playing surface is prohibited. Tonight's game
Well, the starting lineups in the national anthem have wrapped up, and that means we are moments away from kicking off this GL6 semifinals match between Purdue Northwest and Adrian College. The starting lineups, in case you missed it, the front three for the visitors from Purdue Northwest, 10, 11, and 12, Chase Solberg, Dylan DeCoe, and Michael Klupp. Backed by the defenseman number 4, Easton Tock, and number 36, Carter Hobbs, with the net and crease man by the freshman number 31, Caleb Krill. For the home side, the Bulldogs of Adrian University, the front three, number 8, Justin Jamer, number 13, Mateo Turin, and number 92, Eli Raymer, backed by number 11, Kale Stratsky, number 14, Nathaniel Mott, and in net, number 39, the junior, Peyton Trzaska. The energy has been building all day, and we know you've been ready for it. We're ready for it too. As Eli Reimer gets set to take the draw against Chase Solberg. And we're underway in the GL6 semifinals from the East Rink of Patterson Ice Center. Bulldogs will be defending the left half of the screen. Again, they are in gold. Purdue Northwest, being the road team, are in black, working towards the left. And we already have a defensive zone face-off as the puck left the zone and out into the Adrian bench. Bulldogs with control, trying to clear from their own end. 25-6-1-1 this season. PNW 15-4-0-2. And this is going to be a very physical brand of hockey, as both these teams have known and played throughout the course of this regular season. Reimer pulling it away and trying to work this one up the wing. He's got it as it's left back short, trying to work in on the attack. Was Stratsky, wearing number 11. Face-off coming up in the PNW zone. Just 43 seconds into this contest, and a new line already out there for Adrian. Draw will be taken by Sebastian Smith for the Bulldogs. For the lack of crowd here tonight, as most of our spectators have chosen to take the other match in the West Rink, which is understandable as both Calvin and Hope College are in the close vicinity to Patterson Ice Center. So not too far of a drive for any local parents or fans. But from Adrian or Purdue Northwest locations, it's a little bit further of a drive. So we're glad you could join us here in the live stream, as we'll try to keep you up to date as quickly as this game progresses. And first mark is going to be very important for both sides. PNW, 13 of their 15 wins have come this season when they found the opening mark first. For the Bulldogs, 21 of their 25 wins have come when scoring the first goal. One back, this is to Brow. Brow back defensively, playing this line with Ethan McLaughlin. Getting back to Brow and tapped up to McLaughlin. Tape to tape is now to Gajewski as he'll long this ahead to Allen. Heated pass and poked on through. The Pride trying to work in on a 3-on-2. Looking for a clean handle, and the puck was barren, but it'll be taken back. And now this is Allen working in, left back for Gajewski, crossing the slot, but it's cut short by a drop stick. Bulldogs trying to keep this attack going as it's worked into the zone. Along the corner by Sebastian Smith. Trying to play it back up top. It's held in by McLaughlin. Now back to Smith. Smith, shot off the iron. That was tipped on net from a one-timer by Dylan Gajewski. And again, Adrian continuing to pour this pressure on. Left back up. Allen, stick block. Pride will take it away. Looking to work in all alone and hit hard into the boards. That was number 48. That's Baden Powell, the defender. Rest of the team goes off for a line change. Led on ahead. And still clean control goes back to the Bulldogs as it's tapped over from Cash Reagan. Reagan leaving back for Toth. And now it's played on ahead by Mott. Goes all the way around and stopped behind the cage. Very dangerous leave there for Caleb Krill, but he's able to get it away to his teammates. Now up through the neutral zone, trying to go to Whitehead is Hayes. Whitehead turned around. Hayes gets into the corner. Throws the shot on net. It'll be easily stopped off the pad of Peyton Traska. And he gets his first save of the night. As play freezes, just under 3 minutes skated and still scoreless in this GL6 semifinals match. Cooper Knott to the right of the draw for the Pride. Will be taken by Charlie Smith. And Adrian's going to have to send a new man on the draw as Keegan Nicolui is going to be sent off. Bulldogs still win the draw in their own zone. They play it up on ahead, and the possession is to Nicolui. Trying to play it from behind the cage. Held to the corner, the Pride will clear it away on ahead to Murphy. Murphy trying to tip it ahead to Knott. This is Strasky, but Knott can't get there in time. Here's Marley, long take-the-tape pass, and the Bulldogs working in on a 2-on-2. Nicolui trying to set the screen in front is cut short on the pass. Coming out the stick of Blake Weiderman. Bulldogs are going to be called offside on that drive. It was brought in by Luke Marley up the far side. 3.5 minutes gone here in period number 1. Both teams have had at least one look, and though our shots will not register, as the East Rink has a bit of a technical problem when it comes to the scoreboard, in which it does not register shots. So we will not have an official shot total for this game, but try to keep it as close to possible. Here's Brow. Back in the zone with Bulldogs trying to go to work. Held into the blue line by Clough. And is able to get possession back to the Pride as they throw it into the zone. Near corner. Clough trying to chase it down. Held in with his teammate Deco. There's Whitehead from the point shot. Puck is loose, and Trzaska will dive on top of it outside the crease. Organti jostling a little bit with Justin Jamer at the end of the play. And again, PNW, a very aggressive team, and they're trying to meet the Bulldogs' ferocity, even trying to beat them at their own game. Faceoff coming in the zone. Will be McIntyre set to take the draw. He takes it against Smith for the Bulldogs. Adrian trying to clear around the far side. They'll tip it on ahead, but PNW holds it at the point. Rister and a drop down for the block. Stopped by Jonah Ziskander. Ziskander with possession, trying to tap it on through. PNW left one man in the neutral zone, and so the possession will be grabbed back from Whitehead. He tapped on ahead. They're going to go quickly on the opposite side. Icing will not be called as contact was made. Purdue Northwest makes one quick change, and now it's going to be tried to tap ahead to McIntyre. He's out there in the forward position with Finney and Ledoux. Adrian working in. Here's a shot from the bad angle. Ricochets all the way around the board, and Mott will hold it in. Bulldogs will go for a line change, and PNW trying to seize the gap. Here's Finney up the near sideline, dumps it in. Finney met by the defender Stratsky, and Adrian will be able to clear this out of their zone, but just barely. Long lead pass tipped ahead by Reagan. Reagan gets it in to Carter McLeod. Left back for Reagan, tipped towards the slot, but not able to get anything through, and so it'll be lofted all the way through. Trying to keep the play going and get possession back as Patrick Kay is all alone in the attacking zone for the Pride. Under 6 minutes played, and a drop-down block for the PNW Pride. Has Finney trying to work it all alone. He gets around one. Poke check. Puck left over. Here's a shot and a glove save. Great looking play by Carson Finney, the sophomore out of Holt, Michigan, working in all alone, and is able to get enough power to force a shot on net, and is rewarded with an attacking zone draw. Puck drop, and Adrian will win it back in the defensive zone once again, trying to move up to the near sideline. That puck is jammed against the boards by Luke Marley. Gets it away to Colloway. And to Colloway to clear from his own end. Looking for options. Poke check and runs the assault for now, but here comes McLaughlin. Backhanded shot. Crosses the crease. Off the boards, and PNW trying to clear this one out. Big hit in the back. McLaughlin absolutely leveling his man Murphy. And now Adrian trying to get this back into the zone to the far side once again. PNW getting control. 13-12 to go here in period number 1 as DeCode tries to tap it on through. Bulldogs again with possession, but this one is going to be taken away by the Pride. They think the slap shot is Whitehead. Captained by DeCoe. Bad angle shot in. Trzaska makes the save again. Peyton Trzaska Jr. on the squad at Drayton Valley, Alberta, Canada. Played last year with the Bulldogs and has taken the majority of the reps for the Bulldogs this year. 21 games played, a 17-3, 1-0 record with 5 shutouts this season. Goals against average at 2 exactly, and a save percentage .927. Adrian has 4 labeled netminders on the 2025-26 roster. 2 of them have seen play and 2 haven't, with John Lloyd and Dylan Callahan, who have not seen any play for Adrian this season in net. Up the wing, here's a wide open look, looking for near post, is going to be deflected wide. Mateo Turin, the junior, working in on that one. Got a nice feed from Eli Reimer and had a good look trying to paint the near side and glove side of Caleb Krill. But Krill makes the stop and deflects the puck out of play. Tot trying to clear it away. Long tape-to-tape pass. It's brought ahead and dumped into the zone by Clough. PNW is just going to take this opportunity to get a personnel change, and so we'll see what Adrian can do from their own end. It's Reimer. He'll tap it in. He'll chase it down along with Turin alongside number 8, Justin Jamers, with the starting lineup. Tapped on through. Backhand pass for Barron. Trying to go back to Ledoux, but didn't find the pass they wanted. Ledoux trying to keep the play in for the Pride as puck settles in the neutral zone. Barron weaving back. This is Ledoux, backhanded shot, blockered away in the near corner. And now we have a stoppage of play as looks like Purdue Northwest, Brody McIntyre went through the back of the cage, and so we'll have to reset here with 11:48 to go here in the opening frame. Bulldogs progressively get better and better as the game goes on from a scoring standpoint, outpacing their opponents as their heaviest scoring all year has come in the third frame. The Purdue Northwest Pride just trying to make it to the second, which has been their bread and butter. And it's not even close in comparison to the other 2 frames. Long pass, trying to go off the boards here, and misses the mark, which was intended for Colin Ledoux, the sophomore. PNW controlling the play at their edge of their own zone. And now trying to go to Finney. Finney will dump it in, trying to get Hayes going. It'll be taken back by Dylan Kajewski. Kicked off the skate, puck just reams across the slot, and now here's a shot for Hayes. Either way off the stick by Trzaska. Whitehead keeps it in at the point, trying to tip it back on net. And now here come the Bulldogs from their own end. Adrian goes for a change, and now here comes Purdue Northwest to get theirs as well. Puck settles behind the cage to Trzaska and on the stick of Ryan Brow. He'll try to go on ahead, but his pass taken short. Murphy avoids the stick lift. Left back for Knott. Knott working towards the slot. Shot all the way through traffic and still loose. And finally, the whistle blows, and Trzaska gets a handle on it. We have a player without their helmet behind the cage. A tussle breaking out between Nathaniel Mott and Purdue Northwest number 2, Noah Murphy, the senior. And Murphy is the one who doesn't have his helmet on as he's sent over the bench. Does not look like any penalties will be enforced. So the faceoff will just be brought right to the edge of the Adrian zone with under 10.5 to play here in period number 1. Possession with McLaughlin. He'll try to loft it high through the neutral zone. It'll be gloved down by Beller and left for DeCo. And now PNW goes on the attack once again. McLaughlin from his own end. Tries to get it to the far sideline. Here's a shot. That one wide right. Thrown on from the point by Solberg. Long lead pass up the near sideline. McLeod working in. He leaves it back for Brow. Brow redirected. Shot on net, and it'll be stopped by Krill. Great deflection and tipped the puck on net, but Krill, even better placement, gets a good stop. Mins leaving back for McLaughlin as AC trying to work from their own end once again. Long tipped ahead and into the zone by McLeod as he'll go up for a line change. Staying out is DeCarlowy. Keep on the zone in the end, the attack with Weiderman. Centering pass up top, trying to go to Weiderman and misses the mark. Here's Toth with a shot through traffic and still kept out. Adrian loves to play with traffic in front and uses their aggressive front to try and disrupt the netminder's sight. And so far, Krill has been able to stand up to the task as we have under 9 minutes to go here in the first. Ledoux trying to clear this one away, and it's a 3-on-2 generating. Big hit as Toth drops McIntyre and stunts the attack. Ledoux in the slot, shot blocked off the body of Ziskander. Just be dumped back in the zone by Whitehead as the rest of the Pride go for a line change. Adrian does the same. On the far side of the ice, it's held in by Patrick Kays. Centering pass up top and a save by Trzaska. Reimer and Marley having to be separated by PNW's Jacobson. It's Bryce Jacobson, the junior out of DeForest, Wisconsin. He'll stay on the draw and take it in the attacking zone for PNW. We're still scoreless here through the first frame, but both teams have had a lot of good looks so far, and both netminders have had equally good saves. Turin getting the feed and trying to go quickly ahead to Reimer. Reimer right in front of the glass here. PNW will just dump it back in with Finney. And whistle's gonna blow, and a high sticking call will be called against Adrian. Knew it was gonna be coming as Reimer threw a high stick up and made contact about the shoulder level. And so should bring the faceoff back to the Adrian zone. Under 8 minutes to play here in period number 1 in this GL6 semifinals match between Adrian and Purdue Northwest. Smith to take the draw against Smith, and it'll be one for Adrian as they controlled the faceoff in the neutral zone up to this point in the contest. Walked it back in the zone by Knott. And trying to clear it away, they will be able to exit the zone. Talk trying to win it back in for the Pride, but this is taken away by Sebastian Smith. He gets around one man, trying to force it towards the cage. Allen comes away with a puck. Up top, Mott with it. Mott back the opposite side, finds Strasky. Strasky working towards the slot, now working toward the net. Strasky's pass, cut short in the slot, and the Pride will take it away. They work up the near sideline, tapped ahead from Knott, trying to find Murphy, who's tied up on the play. Mott gets it back to Murphy. Settles behind the cage of Trzaska. Puck will be cleared all the way down, and Adrian skating quickly, avoids the icing call. And against the boards and winning the foot race was Hunter Allen. Clough, good pass on ahead. The Coas set it up in the slot. The shot was thrown wide by Chase Solberg. And now we're going to get an offsides call against Adrian. Justin Jamer went a little bit quicker than his man. And the Eagle Eye officials will call it. As it was Mateo Turin who had the puck. .6:35 to go here in period number 1, and we're still in the scoreless contest. Purdue Northwest working through the neutral zone. Will dump it towards the net of Trzaska, and he'll just drop the leather on top of it to make the save. Trzaska's had to face a lot of good looks so far here tonight and stand up to the task with stick and pad blocks alike. And he'll be having another face-off coming up to his right. It'll be Chase Solberg to take the face-off for PNW. He ties his man up. Puck still settles on the crease, but it'll be taken away by the Bulldogs, and they got speed. This is Cash Reagan going to the forehand. It's wide, and the puck will stay out. And whistle blew because the net came off, but now we're going to have another stoppage as these two teams have to be separated again. I ask again, what is the best way to meet ferocity? And it's with ferocity of your own, and that's what PNW's mentality has been coming into this contest, knowing they're going to have to take on Adrian, who is fast, and they are aggressive. Puck drop and a tie-up. Winding up top to Brow. Brow backhanded shot. Arm of the official is up, and a delayed penalty coming up against Whitehead. And it's going to be a cross-checking call against the Pride. And against Lucas Whitehead. So the first penalty of the contest is called on a 2-minute cross-checking at 13:55 against Lucas Whitehead. And now we get to see the Bulldogs of Adrian College try to take the lead and get their first mark with a power play. Bulldogs power play this season an impressive 23.9% this season. 32 goals on 134 tries. It's left back and trying to get the play developed. Strasky gets the feed up top. He'll go out to Mins. Bad angle pass. Up top to Strasky. One-timer thrown on, but blockered save. And the clear no good, but now we get a whistle. And I would assume they called it offsides, but I don't think that puck went into the neutral zone. It was very close, but I don't think it did. Faceoff will still be brought to the edge of the PNW zone as another good stop made by Caleb Krill on the one-time hammer shot thrown on by Dylan Gajewski. Puck drop, and Adrian will try to play it back into the zone. Under 5.5 to go here in the frame and 1:20 to go in their power play. Bulldogs technically the home team here, and they've had a better record on the power play when being the home team versus away. 25.6% at home, 20.8% on the road. He walked in, and Jamer gets the feed up the right point. Up top to McLaughlin. McLaughlin to his right. Gets it back in the slot. Now out wide right to Reimer. Back to McLaughlin. McLaughlin finding this one. Walking in with a shot and a save. Gets his own rebound. Sebastian Smith walks it in and throws it on net. Krill stands up and makes the good save and drops on top of his own rebound. Caleb Krill, freshman on the squad out of Whitmore Lake, Michigan. First year with the squad, played previously with Toledo Cherokee, the U.S. PHL Premier team. and is now tied Cooper Olsen in appearances as a netminder for the Pride this season. Puck taken away, and that was a foot race. It's McIntyre working against Strasky on the one-on-one. Now cut around and against a little bit of help. Nothing going towards the net of Trzaska, but McIntyre's not backing down. He's trying to keep this going as long as possible. Adrian now cleared from their own end. They've got it with Gajewski up the near sideline. Gajewski avoiding the stick left, works to his left, now back up top. Crosses this one, missing the mark. One-timer shot on front and saved. And now we got a tussle breaking out. Caleb Krill stood up and made an impressive stop on the fan pass by Keegan DeCalloway, lost his footing. And now Allen, the one without his helmet, Hunter Allen, is the one who was pulled off the pile. And now we got a 2-minute roughing call, and it was assessed to, that was number 4, Easton Talk. So a 5-on-3 opportunity for the Bulldogs. They got a lot of time to work with it. 21 seconds of the 5-on-3 before the cross-checking call expires. That was assessed to number 5, Lucas Whitehead. On the bad angle, DeCalloway waits over his options. Now moves up top, swapping with Strasky. Strasky gets the feed, trying to pass toward the center of the slot, blocked off the skate. One out of the box now for PNW. Still a power play. Strasky, one-timer, score! Strasky crosses to Caleb Mins, the junior, and the Bulldogs of Adrian College capitalize on the power play and go up 1-0. Currently a 2-point play with Cale Strasky setting up the goal to Caleb Mins. Here's a boat race the other way, and not now finding a deficit, throws this one wide right. Back into the zone, and it is a 3-point play as shot thrown on, deflected, and still trying to gather the thoughts. It was a 3-point play, 2 assists, 1 for Strasky, and then the other for Justin Jamer. And with that, the Bulldogs take a 1-goal lead as they net their 33rd power play goal of the season. One of the most efficient power play units in the GL6. 3 minutes to play here in period number 1. The Bulldogs take the 1-goal lead, but now a 2-on-1 generating the Pride, trying to go one-timer and score! McIntyre on the 2-on-1 finds Ledoux, and we are tied at 1. Colin Ledoux, the sophomore out of Macomb, Michigan, nets his 14th goal of the year. He leads the team for scoring goals for PNW this season, and he gets the perfect setup and feed from Brody McIntyre. So just a minute and 4 seconds later, after Adrian's goal, Colin Ledoux comes back with McIntyre and Murphy getting their piece of the assist, and we're tied at 1. Face-off win for Purdue Northwest at the edge of their own zone. They try to tap it through from Jacobson, looking to go quickly to Finney. We cut short, and now Reagan Gives this back up top. Held in at the point. Brow gets the feed from McLaughlin. Brow shot through traffic. Blockered high. McLaughlin brings it down to the point. McLaughlin throwing this one on. Wide left. Takes a tap off the boards and draws Brow in to try to keep the attack going for Adrian. Here's Reagan. Back to McLaughlin. Shot towards the net. Missed it wide left again. Low off the ice. And settled behind the cage once again. In the corner and 2 minutes to go here in period number 1. 2 goals in 1 minute and 4 seconds gets this a tie game once again at 1 goal apiece. PNW's Ledoux, and the power play goal from Caleb Mins for Adrian. So we cleared away by Jacobson. And it went into the Purdue Northwest bench, so we'll get a stoppage of play with 1 minute 42 to go. Absolutely perfect tape-to-tape, as you can see the replay here. McIntyre working in, finds Ledoux for the one-timer. It's what the Pride got burned with on the power play goal, is left that wide open look, and the opposite side that Trzaska couldn't get back in time to block. Puck dropped to the right of the goalkeeper, Krill. It's going to be tapped in by Mott. And Mott trying to go quickly to the alternate captain, Dylan Gajewski. Forces Adrian to have to rethink their strategy here with under 1.5 minutes to go here in the opening frame. Fluff will just toss it back in. Trzaska holds it, but will dump it away to Strasky, and now gets it back to Mott. Mott in trouble. Quickly gets it away to Gajewski. Now met by Clough. Clough gets it away to Solberg. Solberg, one-timer shot on the opposite side and saved. A good look on the drive and shot for PNW's number 48, Powell. Walked in and had a good look, but Trzaska coming up with another good stop. 1 minute 5 to go here in period number 1. Bulldogs scored first, and were quickly answered by PNW. Teo Turin trying to work in quickly, but this one will be taken back by the Pride, and they've got a foot race trying to get back in as Ledoux. He's got one, but he wanted another. Turin tips it ahead to Raymer. Pass missed the mark, and Ledoux will get this back to McIntyre. Now back to Ledoux, up the near sideline. Ledoux taken down the ice by Reimer. Gets it away to the corner for McIntyre, who's hit hard in the boards as well. And they'll be taken back by Adrian's number 6, that's Cy Toth. Toth pinned against the boards. Puck with it as well. 25 seconds to go here in period number 1. Puck will be cleared down the way, and it's Ledoux trying to outskate his man with Brow, but Brow had the stride and takes it back for the Bulldogs. AC working through with Brow. Brow across the slot, throws the wrister wide right off the glass. Trying to tip it back towards the slot is Justin Jamer. It settles in the corner. 5 seconds to go. DeColloway trying to go back to Jamer. Draws Brow in. One last shot before the horn, and it will not go as the final horn sounds for the period. And it has been an aggressive first period for both sides, but we end as we started with a tie. Both teams found the back of the net once, so it is a 1-1 tie at the end of the first 20 minutes. An aggressive and chippy first period for you all, and we're hoping you're enjoying the stream. We're going to take a quick break here in the action as Adrian and Purdue Northwest will head to the locker rooms to cool down. We'll try to warm up a little bit, but we'll be back with a recap for the first period and much more to come as this semifinals match, it's just getting started here from the East Rink of Patterson Ice Center. Back here at the East Rink of Patterson Ice Center, we're one period through our GL6 semifinals match between Purdue Northwest and Adrian College. The score, as you see on your screen, a 1-1 tie through the first 20 minutes, which is ironic because that is the very same, not the very same score, but the same outcome back on the other side of the ice, with Calvin and Hope deadlocked even at 0, as we have the replay and highlights of our goals for the opening period, with the Adrian College Bulldogs scoring at 16:01 on a power play goal set up perfectly for Mins by Strasky, and Jamer playing in. Mins with the goal in his 33rd game played this season. That's his 7th mark of the season for goals, 15 assists and 22 points, with Strasky getting the first assist. Cale Strasky, his 19th assist of the season, tied for the most assists with Ethan McLaughlin, both players at 19, and Strasky's 21st point of the season, and Justin Jamer getting his 18th assist of the season and 29th point here in the 2025-26 campaign. It was just a minute and 4 seconds later and a 2-on-1 breakaway for PNW between McIntyre and Ledoux, as McIntyre worked in the right wing side, pass to Ledoux. Ledoux one-timer past Trazaska, and was able to get the tying goal to get us to this 1-1 tie, all established by Noah Murphy, who had the second assist. He is now at 3 assists on the season. Colin Ledoux nets his 14th goal of the season, leading the team in that category. And Brody McIntyre, his 15th assist, which is tied most of all the forwards on the squad for PNW, which really ended our first period of play. Shot count was 18-11, Adrian's favor. Caleb Krill sitting in net, went 17 for 18 through the first frame. Peyton Trazaska on the other side, 10 for 11 through the first 20 minutes of play. We had a pair of penalties, which gave the Adrian College Bulldogs the power play opportunity and ultimately lead to the goal. A 2-minute cross-checking call against number 5, Lucas Whitehead. It is his 6th penalty of the season. Came at 13:55, and then at 15:35, a 2-minute roughing call was assessed to Easton Talk, who is the 3rd most penalized player on the Purdue Northwest roster. 48 minutes in the box this season, only behind Chase Solberg with 59 and Brock Barron, who has 50. The Talk penalty would ultimately lead to the power play goals scored by Mins. So Adrian right now is 1 for 2 on their power plays in the first period. Purdue Northwest has yet to attempt the power play, as Adrian has played a clean period by the books of the officials. Adrian and Purdue Northwest faced off twice in the regular season, with Adrian having the better standing in both of those contests, outscoring the Pride by a total of 6-3 over the course of the 2 games. And as we mentioned in the pregame, it has been 2 years, almost to the day, since the Pride of Purdue Northwest were able to take a win over the Bulldogs of Adrian College. Came back on February 17, 2024, so 2 years and 3 days ago was a 3-5 victory for the Pride. We mentioned earlier that the Bulldogs love to get that first mark, and they're very successful in doing so. 21 of their 25 wins come when scoring the first goal. They are 18-0 this season when leading after 1 period of play. Purdue Northwest, at tied, they are 4-1-1. The Pride of Purdue Northwest being tied at the end of the first period, it's not exactly unfamiliar territory for them. Of the 31 games played this season for PNW, 15 of them have resulted in PNW being tied going into the locker room for the first time. And the Pride are 7-8 this season when ending the first 20 minutes with a tie. Second period action about to come up, and it's the time for Purdue Northwest to get going. Total 97 goals coming into this season for PNW. Of those 97, 44 of them coming in the second frame. In comparison, they've scored 28 goals in the first and 25 in the third. So second period, for PNW fans, this is where you need to be the loudest, as this is where your team has had the most success this season. However, the Bulldogs on the other side of the ice, when it comes to second period scoring, they put up 55 goals of their 168 this season, allowing 25, which is the most goals comparatively to the first and third periods that Adrian has allowed. So we'll see what happens. But period number 3 has always been where Adrian has just put the games away, as they have 60 goals in the third, 55 in the second, and 51 in the first. So a slow first period for Adrian, not exactly unfamiliar territory. We've got second period about to come up as the officials take to the ice. Purdue Northwest ready, and Adrian right to follow. So we'll step aside one more time, but when we come back, period number 2 in this GL6 semifinals match between the Bulldogs and the Pride. Adrian's got a plus 30 goals differential in the second period alone, outscoring their opponents 55 and 25. This is where Purdue Northwest has to get going, because they, so far this season, have they've only won one game so far this season when they've been trailing or down in the second frame. Of their 15 wins, 14 of them come when they're leading the second frame. So this has to be a big moment for them to get going. And it definitely shows they have what it takes. Fast skating can lead to mistakes. If you're not ready for it, like, it'll burn you. Back here at the East Rink of Patterson Ice Center, we are moments away from dropping the puck for the second frame, as Adrian and Purdue Northwest deadlocked even at 1 goal apiece through the first 20 minutes. And this second frame could tell the tale for the rest of the contest. And we'll see how it pans out. We hope you're ready for period number 2, because we are. And here we go. Second frame between the Pride and the Bulldogs underway, with Adrian winning the opening draw, and they'll tap it into the zone ahead to the near sideline to Jamer, who's jammed up against the boards by Carter Hobbs. PNW will try to clear this the length of the ice. Does not go for icing, as Adrian goes back to their own zone to defend it. And chucked back in off the glass, and now the icing will be called just 27 seconds into period number 2. Goal scoring coming off the stick of Caleb Minzy Mins and Colin Ledoux in the opening frame. Mins back on the scoring streak. His first point in the last 3 contests. There's a drive working in is Gajewski. Allen sets up the traffic in front, passes the mark, tossed back on net. Easy blocker save off of Sebastian Smith's shot from a bad angle. Brown trying to hold his man off. Working on the attack alone is Deco. Deco trying to jam the puck away. Gets it to McIntyre. Back up top and held in right in front of the PNW bench. McIntyre trying to play it back in, but he's jammed against the boards by Brow. Here an attempt, and now Powell brought back in the zone, gives the puck away, and Sebastian Smith throws the shot, and a glove save. Caleb Krill going 17 for 18 on saves through the first frame, and gets his second one of this frame with a nice glove grab of that left hand. All three of the netminders for PNW this season are left-handed catchers, with Krill, Olsen, and Isaac Hyde. Powell with a chance to clear, goes ahead, and Barron has it. Barron working in with Powell and McIntyre. It's going to be grabbed by Trzaska, dropping the leather on top of that one. Peyton Trzaska taking the majority of the reps in net for the Bulldogs this season. He's now played in 22 games this season, and a very impressive 17-3, 1-0 record as one of the best netminder statistics in the GL6. Tapped on ahead, and that's the mark for Barron. Morganti comes back and gets possession on ahead to McIntyre. Now to Barron. Arm of the official is up, and it's going to be a delayed penalty. It's going to be a kneeing call, I believe was the call. And it's going to be called against Adrian's number 44, Cash Reagan. Time of the penalty comes at 1:46 into our second period of action. And so we get the first chance to see the power play opportunity for the PNW Pride here in the second frame. Buck jam against the board. Hobbs holds it down at the point. Back into McIntyre. McIntyre to Ledoux behind the cage. He'll give it back up top. Held in desperately at the point. Ledoux plays it back into McIntyre. And the Bulldogs will clear this one away up through the slot. As we get a chance to see the power play unit, how the Pride have done this season on the power play. 18% on the power play this season, 25.4 on home, 13% on the road. And this is going to be their 117th chance of the season. Hobbs works across the slot on a Powell. Powell plays it into Ledoux. Behind the cage, Adrian with possession. They'll clear it off the glass, and just like that, half of the power play is gone. And possession is in the attacking zone shorthanded with the Bulldogs. Pride trying to get it back, and they'll get it to Chase Solberg. Solberg on ahead. Gets it to Hobbs. Hobbs plays this one around the boards. Trying to draw in a little bit of help from Klupp. Klupp plays it up top to Powell. Now against the boards, back to Klupp. Powell. Wide right of the point. Powell gets it back in the slot. Throws wide. Bad angle shot. Blocker away. Rebound is kicked out towards the point, but held in by Hayes. Hayes, one-timer shot. Wide right. 15 seconds to go, and now we're going to get a whistle. A high sticking call is going to be assessed, and it will allow for both teams to get a personnel change, and faceoff is going to be brought back into the neutral zone as it was against the Pride. Jacobson out there to take the draw for PNW. Hayes, Solberg, Powell, and Michael Klupp make up the power play unit for the Pride with 10 seconds to go in their man-up advantage. Dump the length of the ice and knocked off the pad of Krill. They jammed in the boards. Hayes comes away with it from the corner, and the penalty box empty for Adrian. So the Bulldogs go 1 for 1 on their penalty kill to start this second frame, as they're 1 for 2 on their power plays back in the first. Solberg getting the feed, trying to lead this one on ahead. It's tipped by Clough, but they drop back into the zone, and Solberg remains back for PNW to get it. Long pass to Clough. Clough finds Smith. Smith working through the neutral zone on the 1-on-2. Throws the shot wide left of the glove, settling on the right side of the cage. And Adrian will come away with it. Bulldogs, long lead pass. Kicked off the skate of Whitehead. Jamer will go in after it. He's tied up on the stick, and it will settle behind the cage of Krill. Solberg comes away with it. Oh, check, puck taken away, trying to go to Gajewski is Raymer. But again, the defensive unit for PNW stands strong, and they'll clear it away with Colin Leduc. Just under 5 minutes played here in period number 2. Here's Gajewski for Adrian, working towards the slot. Puck taken away and will be behind the cage of Krill. Raymer jams Leduc into the board, trying to get the puck away from Allen. Gajewski taken down on the play, and now a penalty will be called. It's going to be a holding call that's going to be assessed against the Pride. And just what PNW didn't want, and it's to bring the power play unit for Adrian back out on the ice. Time of the penalty, 5 minutes and 10 seconds into period number 2. And it's a 2-minute holding minor against Brody McIntyre. And with a power play goal already under Adrian's belt, they're trying to go quickly with another one. Misses its mark. Allen's got the traffic in front for the Bulldogs. It's up top to Mins. Strasky across the slot, back to Mins. Mins walking in, takes the shot, blocker save, rebound is loose, up top, but it'll be cleared away. Dylan DeCoe was the one who saw the puck all the way through and was able to clear the length of the ice and goes off for a quick change. Here's Allen up the near side, trying to lead this one back. It's to Gajewski. Gajewski from the left side, settles it behind the cage of Krill, goes up top to Strasky. Strasky walks to his right, fakes the shot, now out wide to Mins. Mins, Gajewski, shot, blocker save, rebound is loose, and now we get a penalty as it'll be Talk who goes in again as he cross-checked his man, number 23, Keegan DeCalloway, and another 5-on-3 coming up for the Bulldogs. DeCalloway never had possession of the puck, and so that's why the cross-check was called. That'll be Talk's second penalty of the night, and it's a long 5-on-3 shift as Raymer wins it back for the Bulldogs. He goes to McLaughlin. McLaughlin trying to pass it into Jamer, who's tied up on the play. Cash Reagan comes away with a puck. Reagan up top to McLaughlin. McLaughlin, bad angle. Raymer tossed on net. Rebound, score! Eli Reimer, the junior, gets the rebound, and it'll be another power play goal for the Bulldogs. And they're still on the man-up advantage as they take the lead 2-1.
Scored by number 92, Eli Reimer. Assists to number 8. Justin Jenner, and 77, Ethan McLaughlin.
Smith working in, it's left back for Reagan as the goals assist. Raymer getting it from Jammer and McLaughlin. As that's Jammer's second assist of the night. Powell comes away with a puck for the Pride, and they'll dump it back in. Still a man-up opportunity for the Bulldogs. And with a minute 2 to go on their power play. 3-on-2 working in. McLaughlin, left back for Smith. In the slot, stick block, and it goes out of play. Adrian loves taking advantage of throwing it from the bad angle. We saw them practicing the play in warm-ups. And that's how they've gotten both of their power play goals so far tonight. One from Mins and the other from Eli Reimer. Reimer nets his 13th goal of the season with that power play goal. The second power play goal with 3 attempts for the Bulldogs tonight. And they take the 2-1 lead. Here's the Callaway getting the feet at the point. walking in, leaves it over for Gajewski. Outside the left circle, Gajewski up top to Mins. Mins walking in, lays it back to DeCalloway. Now to Strasky. Strasky's shot, kicked off the skate of Jacobson. Still hangs in the zone as Allen gets it back up top to Mins. Mins, Strasky, outside, one-timer, and blockered away. Something came off, either the stick of Gajewski or the puck. But that was a powerful hammer shot thrown on by Dylan Gajewski, the senior out of Woodhaven, Michigan, playing in his 30th game this season for the Bulldogs. And is set to the left of the draw with 29 seconds to go in the power play. Mins walking in, goes back up top to Strasky. Strasky shot through traffic, and somehow Caleb Krill makes the save. Krill having to face the traffic in front that's set up by Hunter Allen, the junior. And another face-off coming up the opposite side as 20 seconds remain here in this Adrian power play. Down on top of it, DeCalloway misses the tip and it'll be cleared out. Purdue Northwest tries to get a quick 2 men off with 6 seconds to go in their penalty kill. One last gasp as the penalty box is empty. Here's DeCalloway through the neutral zone with speed, avoids the stick lift and works to his left. Now back to Weidman. Weidman walking in, fakes the bad angle, now tries to go back up top. It's blocked, and it'll be taken away by Hunter Murphy. Trying to go ahead to Knott. Knott gets around his man. Knott trying to find Murphy. Murphy taken down on the play and takes the puck with him, and the penalty will now be enforced. It's an interference call that'll be taken and should be going against Adrian as the penalty is starting to pile up, and it's going to be called against number 19, Carter McLeod. Penalties starting to pile up as that's the 4th penalty of the period. 2 for each side. Rutkai trying to play this back on. And they taken away. Hobbs goes back up top to Rutkai. One-timer on, but only blocked away. And the Bulldogs will clear it away.
2 minutes for interference. Time for the penalty, 8:26.
Minute 35 to go in PNW's power play. They were unsuccessful in the first try here in the frame. Hobbs missed the tip, and so icing will be called. Hobbs out there with LeDuc McIntyre, along with number 92, Brock Barrand. And Benji Rukai. DeCalloway set to take the draw for the Bulldogs in the attacking zone. He's set against Barron, the freshman. Puck taken away and up from McIntyre. McIntyre shakes off the hit. Is outskated by DeCalloway. Will just clear this back the length of the ice. Penalty kill unit very strong for Adrian this season. Their PK percentage this season, 87%, 92% when the home team, 77.8 on the road. Here's Hobbs working in. Hobbs on the left side. Plays it into McIntyre. Up top to Barron, back to McIntyre. Shot wide right of Hobbs. Hobbs trying to stick it down. Working this one back up top to Barron. Barron through traffic, walking down as DeCalloway to block the shot. 40 seconds to go in the PNW power play. Taken up top and Powell sticks it down. Powell out wide right to LeDuc. Walkered away and Hobbs chases it into the corner. He'll play it around the boards and Colin LeDuc can't hold it in. Missing the glove of Michael Clough. And Adrian's going to be able to eat some more time off this penalty kill with 13 seconds to go. Long lead pass, Jacobson has it, trying to cross this one over the opposite side. McIntyre's pass cut short. Trying to go to Charlie Smith, but Not able to get it. Now Adrian able to kill it off. They go around for the crane around. Puck is still loose. And Krill doesn't get a handle on it, so the play will continue. Strasky. Shot from Weidman. Wide. Be held in by Mott. Mott plays it around the boards. Be held back in. Strasky with a one-timer. Redirected straight up in the air. Glove down by Smith. Adrian staying the attack. Mott. Strasky. Trying to cross this one and will finally head out of play. Went for Sebastian Smith, the grad student out of Pinckney, Michigan. The best scoring player on the team for the Bulldogs. Sebastian Smith, 38 points this season. Eli Reimer had 38 as well, but he's now at 39. With the goal earlier in the frame, there's Mott, shot blocker off the pad of Krill. Kick to the corner for Reagan to scoop it up. Reagan gets it away to Carter McLeod up top, wide over the glass. 8:45 to go here in period number 2. The Bulldogs on the back of the net once on the power play, so they're up 2-1. Held in at the point. Strasky gets the feed from Mott. Strasky digs through. Kept over out wide. And we have a delayed penalty coming up, and Chizaska just made it to the bench in time before it was assessed. It will be against PNW, and it looks like it's going to be on Easton Talk once again. Talk's third penalty of the night, second of this period, and it's going to be another power play opportunity for the Bulldogs, with McLaughlin getting the feed. McLaughlin plays this in. This is going to be a slashing minor against Talk, announced over the loudspeakers. Bulldogs are 2 for 4 on their power plays here tonight. Went 1 for 2 in the first and 1 for 2 here in the second as Eli Reimer walks this one in. Reimer with a power play goal earlier this frame. Off the pad of Krill, Reagan holds it down. Reagan up top to Reimer. Reimer near circle, walks this in, goes up top to McLaughlin. Shot through traffic, blockered away. Jammer sets up the traffic in front and comes away with a puck. Reimer up top, and now an official whistle blown, and very rookie play there for Justin Jammer. Just non-force or anything, just whacks the stick out of the hand, and officials will call it interference. So a power play opportunity now goes away as the penalty is enforced on a 2-minute minor for interference against number 8, Justin Jammer. Just under a minute into that penalty. Jammer's been in the box for 34 minutes up to this point this season. And he's going to be called for interference here. So a 4-on-4 coming up for the next minute and 2 seconds as saw the replay there of the, say I was unwarranted almost, but you know, I'm not exactly a hockey player, so usually whatever I say doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Breakaway on the other side is a 3-on-2 for DeCalloway, working in with Ziskander. Back to DeCalloway, can't get the shot on the forehand, working in with Dylan Gajewski as well. DeCalloway comes away with it, works towards the slot. Now out to Gajewski, trying to center it back to DeCalloway. The puck settles behind the cage of Krill. And 30 seconds to go here in the 4-on-4. Hobbs leads this one off the boards on ahead for Leduc. Leduc turn around, gives us in the neutral zone, and Pride able to get their full personnel change they were looking for. Long lead to Hobbs. Hobbs just throws this into the zone on the slap shot. 9 seconds to go in the 4-on-4. And it'll be a short power play opportunity for the Pride. Poking it away is the netminder Trzaska. Working in the 2-on-2. Backhanded feed. Can't get through is Smith, and now Smith will retreat back into his own zone as the Bulldogs are shorthanded here for the next 40 seconds. Pride working through with Powell. He'll tip it on through. Powell getting the feed from Hayes. Clearing attempt, finds Weidman, and Weidman finds a stride. Weidman working in the one-on-one, throws the shot off the iron, and very fortunate there that Krill did not give that one up. Krill shaking it off, went wide right, and it caught the post as Weidman worked in shorthanded. 15 seconds to go in the Pride power play. Bulldogs will be able to clear this out, and now a foot raise as Turin works in all alone. Turin with the shot, he's just going to take it away. Delayed penalty going against PNW. And will now be assessed as the arm of the official was up in the attacking zone. Mateo Turin worked in all alone and decided not to take the shot himself. And see what the penalty is and who it will be assessed on, as the box is empty for Adrian. And looks like it might be a bench minor that's coming up, and it's going to be number 23, Max Beller, sitting it. Beller has only had one penalty so far this season, but he sits his second one here. And just getting the announcement right now over the loudspeaker. Majewski. And it is a bench minor. Too many men on the ice is the call, and so another Adrian power play here in the second frame. This is power play opportunity number 4 here in this period. Holloway goes back up top to Mins. Mins walking it across the circle, tries to pass it, looking for Gajewski, but it'll be cut short. Good read by DeCo, who was the one who cut the pass short and tossed to the length of the ice. Minute 14 to go here in the Adrian power play. A 2-minute bench minor for too many men in the ice being set by Max Beller. Bulldogs working in, they give it to Reagan from Jammer. Reagan takes the drive, takes it all the way around the boards, and now has his pocket picked as it's thrown away by Chase Solberg. Reagan settles it down in the neutral zone, 45 seconds to go in the Adrian power play. They were successful one time back in the first and successful earlier here in the second. So they have 2 power play goals on 5 tries. This is their 6th. And the feed outside is Jammer. Sebastian Smith comes back out for the Bulldogs. Raymer trying to get the feed from McLaughlin. Turns back around. Raymer works towards the slot. Out wide to his right. Rister! Score! Sebastian Smith goes top shelf. And it's the 3rd power play goal for the Bulldogs, and they take a 3-1 lead. Two straight goals for the Bulldogs, puts them up 3-1 here with 3:45 to go in period number 2. And they're not going to slow down at all, as here comes McLeod working in, trying to find Marley.
At 77, time of the power play goal, 16-12. Again.
It's Sebastian Smith netting the goal, his 20th mark of the season, the only Bulldog to eclipse 20 goals this season. And he gets it here on the power play. The third power play goal for the Bulldogs tonight. Ziskinder tossed it in off the glove, and McLeod tried to wrist it high and over the top. Here's Toth working in from the point. Toth to his left, left back for Ziskinder. Shot off the stick, dropping it down and blocking it is PNW's number 22. That's Cooper Knott, the junior. 3 minutes and 12 seconds to go. The time of the Adrian power play goal, 16-12. Almost 10 minutes after their original power play goal in period number 2, with the assist given to Eli Reimer, and a second assist of the night for Ethan McLaughlin. Face-off win for PNW in their own defensive zone. They try to clear it up ahead to Hayes. Hayes pass, missed the mark, and it'll be given away to Ziskinder. Shung tossed high over the glass of Krill. Rebounded down. Allen trying to feed this back up top when set for Sebastian Smith. Missed its mark. Long tape-to-tape pass. Kajewski takes the shot wide. All the way rebounded up top to Ziskinder. Will poke it back into Hunter Allen, or Sebastian Smith. Hobbs trying to play it ahead. And it's a very slippery surface here as players losing their footing. Krill comes up with a good stop there, and now a little bit of a tie-up with Hunter Allen. Allen, a junior on the squad out of Trenton, Michigan, standing at 6 foot and 200 pounds. Playing in his 28th game this season for the Dogs. And just a little bit of jostling there. As things reset with 2:28 to go here in the second. Face-off tie-up. Bulldogs will take it with Jammer. He's pinned up against the boards. And McIntyre's in there as well. Bulldogs also have Teo Turin in there as well. Puck finally comes away with McIntyre and the Pride, and they try to go up quickly to Barron, but they'll be held in at the point as Ledoux is hit hard in the boards. Pride trying to clear it away. One-timer, look up top, and Krill with a good save. Jammer had the look, and the feed was perfect from Turin, but he couldn't get past Krill as he holds on for the whistle with under 2 minutes to go. Caleb Krill in his 16th game this season, a .232 goals against average, .935 save percentage, and a 7-7-0-1 record. Puck with Adrian in the attacking zone, they go to Strasky, now to Mins, aggressively trying to find McLeod, but he cut away, and Strasky misses the pass, and it's a foot race the other way. Mott trying to get there first, but it'll be Traska who drops the leather on top and frees the play. A good breakaway chance, but Trzaska will just drop the leather on top and hold on with 1:39 to go here in period number 2. 2 power play goals for the Bulldogs have given them this 2-goal lead. One from Eli Reimer and one from Sebastian Smith. Puck held in the point by Morganti. It will be played back into the zone. DeCoe trying to chase it down for PNW as Weidman loses his footing and incidentally takes Morganti down with him. Dumped around the cage. It'll be held on. And worked from the zone by Whitehead. Whitehead working in, throws the shot off the glove of Trzaska, and he drops down for the second chance. Trzaska made the stop, but didn't hold on to it cleanly and had to drop down quickly to freeze the play with 1:04 to go here in period number 2. Adrian sends out a new personnel change, and looks like Solberg will be taking the draw for the Pride. He's set against Smith for the Bulldogs. Final minute ticking down as McLaughlin feeds us ahead to Allen. Allen working in, leaves us over for Kajewski. Kajewski was off stride and a little bit late on the play, had a good 3-on-2 developing. Now Smith back with it. Smith driving off the pad, rebound still loose, it's kicked away. and finally cleared out by the Pride. We go the length of the ice, and they force replay by Trzaska with 37 seconds to go here in the second frame. From the right side, working with Smith. Smith tied up, and it'll just squeak all the way through. And a goal, and I believe they're going to give it to Smith. Trill dropped down and thought he had the puck covered, and it just squeaked through at the end. And it's 3 straight goals for the Bulldogs. They take a 3-goal lead. We'll try to get the replay up before we go to break, but right now it's an Adrian onslaught as Turin trying to work this in. And they give it to Gajewski instead.
Number 66, Dylan Gajewski.
Pride trying to work in for one last shot of the horn. It'll go out of play, and will we get a reset? It does not look like it. All right, I think we are going to get a reset. Puck left the playing surface, and we have 1 second to go here in the second period. Thought we were going to go to break, and I think Adrian's just going to load up in a tight formation, and they are. They're just going to crowd the net on the side of the netminder Trzaska. Puck dropped, and no shot on net for Murphy. Now we have the second end of the period. Not often you hear that's the second end of a period, but the score is a 4-1 lead for the home side, the Bulldogs of Adrian College. And we do have the replay as we're going to pull it up for the break. Try to get his best look as possible. So there's Sebastian Smith behind the cage. They call it to number 66, Kayaski. And it just squeaked through. I thought the puck was still loose, and then I just see it squeak through the bottom. Not exactly sure how good of a look we have on our replay camera here, but we'll try to get a better look at it while we go to break. So as we step aside, we'll get everything sorted out, as that was an action-packed period for the Bulldogs. They take the lead 4-1, and we've got third period action on the way. You're watching the GL6 semifinals between Adrian and Purdue Northwest from the East Rink of Patterson Ice Center. What's that? Yes, you did. Pride already had 3 assist game. He had 3 assists in that frame. It's like, that's pretty cool. What's his record so far when having assists in a game? Oh, 6. 6 assists in a game, yeah.
That's going to be tough to beat.
Yeah.
I do like, though, that Patterson might still terrible.
Hey, this one. You have this one? I didn't see if you were in that picture or not.
No, I took it.
Should have selfied that.
No, I will be buying a ring though this time.
Oh, good.
The past 2 years, I'm like, the first time I'm like, I didn't do anything. The second time, I'm like, oh, that's cool, 2 in a row. But I did it the first one. But 3 in a row, I've got it. I have to.
We're going to end up the other side.
Yeah. I thought like with
What time is tomorrow night's game? 8 o'clock?
or no, 8:30. 8 or 8:30. I got a
We have all 3 of the 8 rings. Let's get those going. Back here inside the East Rink of Patterson Ice Center, 2 periods gone in regulation time, only 1 more to go. The lead is with the home side, the Bulldogs of Adrian College, as they take 3 unanswered goals to take a 3-goal lead, up 4-1 over the visiting Pride of Purdue Northwest. The first one happened at 6 minutes and 24 seconds. A power play goal for Eli Raymer, set from Justin Jammer and McLaughlin from the bad angle. Krill blocks it, but the rebound is left wide open for Raymer to just ring it home and score his first goal of the night. It's his first point at the time. Raymer ultimately ending with 2 points in the second period alone, as that goal came at 6 minutes and 24 seconds. The power play goal, the second power play goal of the game. And 10 minutes later at 16:12, Sebastian Smith will get a piece of the scoring action, gets the nice feed outside. One-timer up top, and you can see the net rippling behind Krill, as McLaughlin and Raymer each set with an assist, and Sebastian Smith will get his first of a 2-goal period, as that goal comes at 16:12 with time dwindling down. 19:34 was the time of the final goal, and the first even strength goal for Adrian for Sebastian Smith. And this one we had to look back and try and we can find it. It just squeaked through the 5-hole. It was a correction and thought it was going to be, it was called over the loudspeaker as it was a goal for number 66, Dylan Gajewski, but instead it was corrected and given to Sebastian Smith, and the assist to number 77, Ethan McLaughlin. And McLaughlin having a very impressive period, a 3-assist period. Sebastian Smith with 2 goals in the period of the team's 3, which gets them to that 4-1 lead that you see before you. Penalties starting to accrue on both sides. 7 total penalties assessed in the second frame. 4 for the Pride, 3 for the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs are 3 for 6 on their power play so far, and PNW is yet to capitalize, is going 0 for 3. Penalties have been assessed for the Bulldogs. Cash Reagan alongside Carter McLeod and Justin Jammer as well getting a penalty. And for the Pride, it's been Easton Talk, who's got 3 penalties up the team's total 6 tonight. 1 in the first, 2 in the second, back-to-back. With Brody McIntyre having a 2-minute holding call, which ultimately led to the power play goal for Raymer. And then a bench monitor for too many men in the ice set by number 23 Max Beller, which will ultimately lead to the Sebastian Smith power play goal at 16-12. So what can we expect for third period? Well, the Bulldogs have progressively, as the time has gone on, scored more and more goals as the game's progressed. 51 goals in the first period all year long, 55 in the second, 60 in the third, with a plus 41 goal differential, outscoring their opponents 60-19 in the third frame alone. Meanwhile, the Pride of Purdue Northwest have really hoped to get things going in the second period, as the third frame is only a plus 2 goals differential, which is the slimmest margin of any period in regulation time for PNW this season. 25 goals for, 23 goals against. So we'll see what the Pride and head coach Carl Trosian have drawn up to try and bounce back in this game. They have a long way to go to try and force overtime against the Bulldogs. On the other length of the ice in the West Rink, the Knights of Calvin University holding a 1-goal lead, 1-0 over the Dutchmen of Hope, and they're about to enter the third frame as well. So we should be wrapping up about the same time as that contest, and we'll keep you updated as we get the information as well. We see the Pride coming back out on the ice, the Bulldogs soon to follow. So we'll step aside one more time, but when we come back, period number 3 between Purdue Northwest and Adrian, as the ticket to the GL6 finals on the line, and a winner could be crowned in the next 20 minutes. The face-off set, and the first ticket to the GL6 finals is about to be punched. As we got 20 minutes to go in regulation time, PNW trying to go early here and quickly, as it's driven in by Ryan Kerr. Or excuse me, that's number 10, Chase Solberg. So the starting front back out there with Deco, Solberg, and Clough. Backed by Rutkai and Carter Hobbs as well. Shot thrown wide, blockered off as Krill remains in the cage for the final frame for PNW. And they'll make this glove stop and freeze play. Lucas Philippi back here with a call once again for the final period in regulation time between PNW and Adrian. And the Bulldogs taking a 3-goal lead in the second frame. They've given this 4-1 contest. They have tied their season high of power play goals in a single game as they're 3 for 6 here tonight. It's the 4th time this season that the Bulldogs have been able to find the back of the net on a power play 3 times in a game. And they hold down the fort here in the neutral zone as they get the puck back. Walking in is Allen. He'll throw the wrister high off the glass. Brow sticks it down. Tossed on. Bad angle off the boards. And Allen goes back. He's out there with Smith, McLaughlin, Gajewski, and Brow. Putting Loss right behind the cage of Krill. Hobbs trying to get the clear back up to LeDuc, but it'll be taken away. Here's Gajewski with a shot and saved right on the Pride logo by Caleb Krill. Freshman on the squad, the youngest netminder on the Purdue Northwest roster. Cooper Olsen and Isaac Hyde both listed as seniors, with Olsen taking the brunt majority in 16 games played this season at a 5-7-0-1 record. Face-off played back into the corner. Adrian trying to stand the attack, but a clearing attempt for Whitehead in the Pride. They'll clear it up the far sideline, trying to go to Hayes. He's cut short. Jacobson hits his man hard on the boards. And we're going to have a penalty assessed, as rocked up on the play was number 7. That's Jonah Ziskander, holding his neck as Jacobson's tossed into the box with yet another penalty for the Pride. So a minute 44 into this period, and we have another Adrian power play coming up. It is power play number 7 as Mins gets the feed. He'll throw it on, looking for the far post, but it'll be blocked and saved by Krill. And it's a head contact call. Here's Gajewski. Shot trying to go on is Hunter Allen, but he whiffs. Make clear away. Mins gets the feed up the near sideline. He works it in slowly, then goes back to Allen. Allen working towards the slot, throws a wrister high off the crossbar, but stays out. And now it's Coe trying to clear it away. He will for the Pride as they get a full personnel change. Rosaska sets it behind his cage, and McLaughlin will grab it there first. A minute 12 to go in the Adrian power play. McLaughlin signaling Jammer to return along with Reagan, and now here they come from their own end. McLaughlin, left back. It'll be scooped up by Raymer. Raymer working in. Raymer's got speed. Out wide, Jammer, shot off the pad. Rebound still loose, off the iron. Adrian loves to go after the rebounds, and they set it up perfectly to do so, as Krill makes the stop there with 43 seconds to go. And the PNW penalty kill. Purdue Northwest an 87% on the penalty kill this season. They're better when they're the road team, almost 90% on the PK. But here tonight, they're just on that 50%, going 3 for 6 on their PKs, and have not been able to convert on the power play once. Puck cleared up top, and Sebastian Smith brings it down. Now to McLaughlin. McLaughlin, wrister shot, wide off the glass from Raymer. Smith scoops it down, 30 seconds to go. McLaughlin to Smith. Smith walks it in, back to McLaughlin at the point. Now to Raymer. Raymer dekes his way through, weaving back to McLaughlin. Takes the shot from the point. Pad save by Krill. And it'll be cleared away by McIntyre. Quick personnel change with 5 seconds to go on the power play. Adrian's not going to take the drive, and so they'll go 3 for 7 on the power play as the Pride kill this one off in the period number 3, as icing's going to be called, and we'll send the face-off back down to the PNW zone. Officials will need to reset the play clock as it continued to run even after time of the whistle been blown. So it's currently 16:03, but it should get a few more seconds back. 16:08. So yes, 5 seconds were added. And a face-off coming up with Stolberg set against Marley. Face-off win for the Pride. They try to play it quickly back in, but are immediately pressured against the boards, and Adrian takes it away. Turin finds it ahead to Marley. Marley working in. Marley from the right, tries to go to Turin, misses the mark, and goes all the way to the opposite side. Ziskander will just toss it on over the top. good lead for Teo Turin, and Weidman was there too. But neither could come away with a puck. And so PNW will try to clear from their own end. Through the neutral zone, it's left short. Weidman feeding across to Turin. Turin trying to go back to Weidman, missed the mark. That's too far ahead, and Mateo Turin will toss it back in. Cleared, and Mott gloves it down, but outside the zone, and so Adrian will tap up. 15-15 to go here in period number 3. It's a 3-goal lead for the Bulldogs, as this one's lofted ahead in the attacking zone, but icing is going to be called, and so the faceoff will be brought back down with the Pride. A 3-assist night right now for number 77, Ethan McLaughlin, which is very impressive to say the least. But McLaughlin's season best was a 6-assist night at home on February 5th against Toledo. So this is not even new territory for him, as this will be the 4th time this season that he's had 3 or more assists in a single game. Murphy in the feed, he'll toss it wide right and off the boards, not trying to chase it down for the Pride as it's jammed against the boards. Puck comes away and works towards the slot, but Adrian, a very fast-skating unit, gets it back to McLeod. McLeod works it on through the neutral zone, avoids the contact. McLeod loses possession right at the blue line, but the rest of the Bulldogs stayed back, and so they were able to regain control. Mott trying to feed it into the zone for McLeod, cut short by Murphy, and so AC will tap up once again. With it is Whitehead into the edge of his zone. Whitehead lofts it high through the neutral zone. Mott just pads it down, and he's going to get called for a puck misdirection, I believe. As he's able to grab it down with a glove and immediately set it in the ice, but Mott just slapping it like a volleyball was what got the call, and the face-off to take place in the Adrian zone. Puck tie-up between McIntyre and Reagan able to get it back with the Bulldogs, as it's now with Mins. Mins, long tap ahead to McLeod. Did it hit his stick? It did, and so icing will be waved off. And it will be McIntyre with possession for the Pride. He gives it away with possession to Smith. Smith trying to go back to McLeod, but he couldn't get it to stick down on the ice in time. Allen trying to make the drive for the Bulldogs from behind the cage. Now back up top. Pops off the skate of Barron, but Allen goes back on it. He cranes back around again, taking a full lap around the cage. Barron now making the drive. Barron tied up, loses possession of the puck, trying to stay on it and hit hard to the boards. Just trying to do everything on his own was Hunter Allen, and now he's going to head off for a line change, getting a congratulatory pat on the back by netminder Dylan Eliason. .6:45 to go here in period number, or 6:45 remaining that have been played here in period number 3. 13:15 to go. And it's now set for a draw after icing is called back in the PNW zone. Shot thrown wide left of the cage of Krill. Jammed into the boards. Jammer in there, trying to get away with Sebastian Smith. Thrown all the way back down, and McLaughlin will grab it for AC. Tapped ahead to Jammer, now to Raymer, in the slot, and a save by Krill. Eli Raymer throwing that one on through the slot. He's had 2 5-point games this season, one on September 19 against Trine, one on October 29 against Saginaw Valley. And with the exception of the road game against Grand Valley State back on February 13, he's scored in the last 5, scored a point in 4 of the last 5 games. Adrian bench very vocal in what their play call designs are, and it helps to get the team organized. As here comes DeCalloway from the neutral zone. Out to his left. DeCalloway leaving this one back for Weidman. Now Ziskinder throws a shot on over the top. Cyrus Toth able to hold it in. Now to Weidman. Shot kicks off Finney's stick, and so the play slows down for a bit. 12-10 to go here in period number 3. Toth to his right to Weidman. Shot and gloved right outside the post. Krill having to take shots from left, right, center, wherever you call him. And he's been up to the challenge for the most part. Only letting in that one on the 5-hole was basically the one that he definitely want to have back. Krill took the front majority of the games earlier this season, but later in the midway point was swapped in and out with Olsen. And over the course of the last few games, it has been his responsibility as well as Olsen and Isaac Hyde, who took the start over Roosevelt for the last home game of the regular season. So they loft it through, and DeCo trying to get the puck back for the Pride in the attacking zone. And there was Solberg. Solberg up top, and the shot. Powell breaks his stick, and now he's going to have to trade his way back as he walked back in the one-on-one. Shot off the iron high. Justin Jammer trying to get this one in the confusion, and again robbed by the crossbar. Strasky trying to leave it back for Mins. His pocket is picked, and now here comes the Pride, leaving with Morganti. And now we have a stoppage of play. And are we going to be called offsides? I believe that is the case. Purdue Northwest want to go quickly as they've got a very fast unit out. It's not as well as Murphy. And then the draw taken but lost by Charlie Smith. Whitehead from his own end trying to clear it away. Adrian staying aggressively on the attack. Not tied up to play it away, and be scooped up by Carter McLeod for the Bulldogs. McLeod up top to Brow. Brow throws a shot through traffic. Allen knifed it down, but the redirect was wide. .35 to go here in period number 3. It's been a scoreless period thus far, which just bodes well for the home side as Brow works his way through the neutral zone. Brow leaves it back for Allen. Allen, pressured by McIntyre, now makes the drive towards the cage. Allen with a shot blocker will look like Grill. Stop block up top, McLaughlin. He'll play it back around the boards. Not hit hard on the boards, and it'll be cleared away off the glass. This will give a chance for PNW to get a line change. No, it'll be icing. Nothing going away of Purdue Northwest here in the third period, as they're not able to get their personnel change and are forced to keep the winded lines back out to take another draw with 3 seconds until the halfway point of the frame. Playing through the draw immediately and trying to take it is another shot on net, rebound, and score! Bulldogs make it 4 straight. As walking away with the charge is Luke Marley on the rebound and score, and it's a 5-1 lead. Marley, a freshman on the squad out of Macomb, Michigan, played last season with the Drayton Valley Thunder, and his 26th game of the season. And he's now at 9 goals this season. And Callaway, credited with the assist, gets his first point of the night. Callaway's 21st assist of the season. second on the team, only behind Eli Raymer, who leads it with 26. Pressured in the zone, and Beller gets this grab in the neutral zone. Out there with Finney and Solberg, DeCo and Rutkai. Adrian dumps it into the zone and goes off for a personnel change. Long lead pass. Solberg did get the tip, but Strasky was the only one back for Adrian, and so the Bulldogs will regain control. On ahead to Turin. Turin working in with Raymer. Turin towards the net, leaves it back. No one home, and so Clough will take it away. Toss back in the zone off the glass. Clough gets rid of it quickly before he's hit hard on the boards. Trying to go back to Solberg and DeCo as well. The Pride have never been a team that has really come back from a lot this season. Their largest deficit overcome this season was only 1 goal, and they've got to try and come back from a 4-goal deficit with just over 8 minutes to go if they want a chance at continuing their season. Long lead pass to McLeod, chasing this one down, and is Whitehead. And puck will be taken away by the Pride from their own end on the personnel change, and a jarring poke check by McLaughlin. Able to get ahead to Reagan. Reagan shifts to the forehand, but another save by Krill. McLaughlin holds it in, toss back on net, and Krill will just dump on top of it for the save. Adrian ranked number 9 in the nation, Purdue Northwest at 16th, and these rankings have changed as the season has gone on for both sides. Adrian was originally slated to be the number 2 seed in the preseason poll for the ACHA. So their highest point was being the number 2 ranked in the nation, and they're right now at their lowest point with, or second lowest with 9. Here's a shot from Ledoux, but it's saved by Trzaska. A little bit of miscommunication there as Beller goes outside, and another slap shot thrown on through traffic is deflected wide. Rebound is loose, and Allen comes away with it. It's tossed on by Hobbs at the point. Now up to Gajewski. Gajewski working through with Allen. Poke check. Left back for Sebastian Smith. He works his way in. Tied it with McIntyre, and the puck taken away. Long lead through the neutral zone, and it should be for icing, and it will. And again, Adrian ranked number 9 after the last polling. They were 10th up until last week, where they got the number 9 spot. Meanwhile, the Pride on the other end of the ice were originally slated in the preseason poll at 15th. And they've jostled between 15th, 16th, 17th, and a 14th. And then back and forth to 15th, and now at the 16th spot. So PNW, we're going to be taking a timeout here. Head coach Carl Trosian will call it. And this is usually the sketchy territory that PNW usually gets in, as we've seen throughout the season. Purdue Northwest typically lets in more goals in the third period than any other period in this contest. And there is a reason for that, is because they typically pull their netminder very early, earlier than usually expected. And because of that, they usually get burned on the empty netters, and what was once a 1-goal or 2-goal or 1-goal contest becomes a 2 or even a 3-goal deficit by the end of it. So just a defensive timeout called. 7:02 to go here in period number 3. It's a 4-goal lead for the Bulldogs, and see if we have anything going for PNW to try and get themselves out of this deficit. 2-on-2 generating through the neutral zone. Turned around and trying to go back to Jacobson is Hayes, but he's met hard by Reagan, and Reagan able to take the puck away for AC. Rutkai holds it in, he'll throw it wide right in the net. Now another shot from the bad angle, kicked to ground from Trzaska. PNW loving to fire from the post, and nothing breaking through thus far, as the traffic is not good enough to stop Peyton Trzaska. Walker down and be taken by Krill, just cranes it around his cage and has enough time to use a one-time shot. Walking down and sacrificing the body on that play. is, I believe that's Baden Powell, and he is slow to get up with that one. He took that right in the chest. As we'll see if we have the replay of that, and we do not. And play will stop with 6:17 to go here in period number 3. As another defensive zone faceoff coming up for the Pride. Weidman and Whitehead on the near sideline having to be backed off the draw as the puck hangs on the circle. They cleared into the neutral zone, and now Clough brings it away for the Pride. On ahead to Morganti. Morganti trying to cross off to the opposite sideline and set up for Solberg, who's left short. Solberg and Decaux working away with it. Solberg trying to find back to Decaux, but Adrian holding Zaski back defensively. First time we called his number tonight. On ahead to DeCauley. Wide open look. Head save by Krill. Try was good for Weidman, but Krill was better on the stop. And now a clear chance for Clough in the Pride. Clough dumps it in. Zaski cuts it short, and now PNW just goes for a line change. Zaski will toss it back in. Griffin, Big Z, Zaski, his 25th game played in this season and 14 points. Goes off for a personnel change, and we left back for Mott. Mott finding Turin, avoiding the stick whip from Knott. Is blocked on the shot by Smith. That is Charlie Smith for Purdue Northwest. Strasky and Mott back defensively for Adrian. We tap by Turin and then Raymer. 5 minutes to go in period number 3. Adrian with a 4-goal lead. 4 straight goals of scoring from Raymer, Smith, and most recently in the period with Marley. One blocked off the body again and deflected out of play. It was Charlie Smith who sacrificed the body on that block, and play stops 44 seconds to go. Krill ready for the face-off over to his left as be taken by Hunter Allen. Allen trying to generate as much advantage as he can. Goes back up top, and Strasky throwing the shot in for the point. Saved by Krill again. Do we have a score update for the other end of the rink right now? It is still 1-0.
5-minute major.
With Calvin having a 5-minute major called, so it could be a huge opportunity for Hope to tie it up. Calvin was with the 1-goal lead, and Hope with a chance to tie things up or even take a lead with a 5-minute major on the board. Leduc trying to get a long clear ahead for Barron, and icing will be called, and so we'll see a face-off brought back down to Adrian's length of the ice. 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in period number 3, and the Bulldogs have just about sealed this one away as they've been controlling this pace of play ever since period number 2 began. Adrian already having a vie for the national tournament after the conclusion of the GL6 conference play. And surprisingly, they already have another game slated, as it's the second game against Indiana Tech. They played against the Warriors on Thanksgiving and only a 1-game series, so they're playing their second on Thursday, February 26th at home, before taking part in the ACHA National Tournament. The National Tournament will be slated to begin on March 12th through March 17th in St. Louis, Missouri at the Centene Community Ice Center, with Adrian already winning the conference championship last year, and they were the runners-up last year. Last year, the National as well. Leduc playing this one around on the boards, and Barron can't hold it at the point, and so Rutkai will stick it down and just dump it back in. Adrian to generate from their own end. They go through the neutral zone with Smith. Smith has got 2. He wants another one, but he's just going to tap it back in around the boards and go off for a personnel change. Opportunity for the Pride from their own end. They got numbers up on the side with Whitehead. Shot wide right of the net. Rebound couldn't be held in by Morcanti. Lost his footing. Now McLeod working in. There goes Morcanti losing his footing as well. In a stride for stride battle with Whitehead. Whitehead chased away by McLeod from his own end. He'll loft it through and on ahead to Finney. Working in with Hayes. Finney met by Zaski, and Zaski's stand-up block. Able to take the puck away for Adrian, and they've got it ahead with Cash Reagan. Reagan working in with Mins. Reagan taking the shot. Rebound! Score! Cash Reagan with the initial blocker made by Krill, and the rebound scooped up by Mins. His second of the game, and the Bulldogs extending their lead to 5. Face-off taken, and Trzaska loses his stick. Quickly has to get back into position. We got a player down on the ice, and it was Weidman who might have taken a shot high, but able to leave this on his own power. Outside look for number 10 Solberg as the goal was announced over the loudspeakers. It was Reagan on the assist, as well as number 19 Carter McLeod assisting in Min's second goal of the game. Min's with his first 2-goal game of the season, coming at the very end of the postseason. Here's Murphy with a shot, trying to lift it high. It goes out of play. Adrian trying to make a vie back for the national championship again this year. They were defeated in the championship game against the number 2 ranked University of Nevada, Las Vegas by a score of 7-3. And they're already trying to make a vie for it again. But they first have to get through the GL6 championship first, which is under 2 minutes to go. On ahead, not trying to hold it in with Murphy. Murphy in the corner, jarred up by Reagan. Puck comes away and up top. Just tossed back on, and Reagan making a good stand-up block, gets possession of the puck. He works in with McLeod. McLeod back in the center of getting stick lifted by Knott, and that snuffs that play out immediately. Up through neutral ice, the Pride settle the play back down. They go near side for Noah Murphy, who's hit hard in the fourth by Reagan. Loses possession of the puck and be dumped back in the neutral zone. 1:12 to go. Adrian with the 6-1 lead here, have scored 5 goals straight. Centering pass, one-time tip is kept out, but we have a stoppage of play as the cage came off the back. Jammer wanting to make the drive himself, took the puck all the way with him to the neutral zone, and another stop for Trzaska coming around the side and got back in position just in time to make the stop. Cash Reagan getting a piece of the assist in action, his first assist of the night, coming alongside the second assist from Carter McLeod, and that has really been the story, is getting those rebounds that Adrian just sets themselves up perfectly every time with it. Face off to the left of Trzaska. Pride trying to play it through. Shot, and Trzaska will block it. And up on top of it for a save. LeDuc out there with McIntyre, Barron, Rutkai, and that's the captain, Baden Powell. And Face-off set with 51 seconds to go. The Bulldogs will win it and take it behind the cage. Up to Marley. Might want one more just to seal the deal, as Bulldogs have outscored the Pride up to this point in the season 6-3, but here tonight they've doubled that total and outscored them now 12-4. Under 30 seconds to go. PNW, alternate captain, dumped in is Powell. Root Kai trying to stay in on it. It's got to be run away, and possession with her 14. And it's Nate Mott. Mott gets the puck and on ahead to DeCarlowy. 6 seconds to go. It'll be dumped back in, and that should do it. So the first ticket to the GL6 finals has been punched, and it goes to the homestanding Bulldogs of Adrian College, taking this one by a score of 6-1. The win advances the Bulldogs to the finals match, which will take place here tomorrow. Its slated puck drop is at 8:30. And it's the end of a very hard-fought season for the Pride of Purdue Northwest. And they have a vie for the national championship, being a ranked team, as they're currently ranked 16. So we may see their season continuing, and we may see these teams go at it again in the near future. But for now, and for the GL6 action, this will be the final time these two teams shake up for the 2025-26 campaign. The win completes the season sweep over the Pride for the Bulldogs, and they have a date for the GL6 finals to take place tomorrow. We will be live for coverage of that action about 8 o'clock. This puck drop is at 8:30. It should be at the same place here on YouTube, which is very fortunate for us, and we love to have them as so accessible for any and all spectators. As we'll dish out the stars for the competition tonight. First star will be dished out to number 77, Ethan McLaughlin, the grad student, walking away with a 3-assist night. He assisted all three of the goals scored in period number 2. One from Raymer and 2 from Sebastian Smith, which will earn the second star for Sebastian Smith, a 2-goal performance for him tonight. He had a hat trick earlier this season against Trine and did not have what it took to get it again here tonight, but he will get a nod for a second star. And third star will be dished out to number 28, which is Caleb Mins, walking away with a 2-goal night as well. Scored the opening goal at 16:01 on the power play from Strasky, and then the final goal at 16:59 with the assist in that one to Cash Reagan as well as Carter McLeod. My producer is making sure we have a final score update, and it is still 1-0 with 2 minutes to go. So if you would like, and I recommend you should check out the conclusion of that game, as whoever wins that one will be taking on the Bulldogs here tomorrow night. But on behalf of my producer, Halim Salenica, my name has been Lucas Philippi. Thanking also for joining us for this GL6 semifinals match. And we'll be back here again for the finals tomorrow night when Adrian takes on either Calvin or Hope for the title of the GL6 Best. So long, everyone.